I'm Hippie, and she's
Chicky.
We are here to talk about being 70
Being 70
and
and how
being,
we are vintage.
and being a little older
Yeah.
than last
Just a
week.
little.
Yeah,
Yes, just a little.
just a little bit. But
So
go ahead.
when we were kids, we thought everything was great. And now that we're older, we spend time saying, things were better when I was a kid. Well, that's because we were kids.
Yeah.
Everything was great.
Yeah.
Right. I mean,
Right.
do you ever say that?
No.
Okay.
No, what I think about is the fact that I wish I had a little bit more money so I can go to the beach.
Oh.
That's kind of what I say because I'm kind of a beach person.
Why don't you get one of them big inflatable pools from the dollar store?
Well, I may do that.
I do it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, little secrets.
Yeah, I do that. I splash around. And
Yeah.
I even put a little inner tube that floats.
Wow. How big is this thing that you float?
Well, how big is the pool?
Yeah.
It depends. I've got several.
Yes, I float.
I've got several pools because I'm a pool junkie. Yeah.
I did not know that about you.
That's right.
I know.
That's right.
You enlighten me every time I get But
Well, so I woke up this morning and I said, "Holy cow! I didn't die."
there you go. That's not what I say, but I'm sorry. I just say I gotta pee.
Oh my goodness. Okay. How was your appetite in the 20s when you were in your 20s?
Oh,
Did you have a
okay.
big appetite? Did you eat whatever you
Oh,
wanted?
Oh yeah, I
Me
ate
too.
anything I wanted. But I think that I was always running around. When I was 20, I had a 2-year-old. So I was on the run. I was working 2 jobs sometimes, and then I had a daughter. So yeah, I mean, I ate everything.
It didn't matter.
Yeah, I ate out a lot. I ate at Shoney's Big Boy in Nashville,
Oh.
and they had these big boy hamburgers that were like this. They were so delicious with the French fries, and then they had steak and ale. It was big back then.
I remember.
And they were the steaks, and they were just so good, and they were close to where I lived.
I went to Steak and Ale.
Did you?
There was one out on Northwest Highway in Dallas a long time ago.
Is that the one over there by the Dallas Parkway?
No, it was actually by Half Price Books.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, is that Dallas? No, that's not Dallas Parkway. That's 75. I'm sorry.
Yeah, 75.
Yeah, and I've gone to that one many, many times.
Oh, yeah, I liked it. It's gone now, right?
Yeah,
it's not around.
Well, it might have come back.
Oh.
Anytime it did come back, Jim and I would go because we really loved steak and ale. It was just such a great. But there was another steak place in Nashville, and it was called Something and Something.
Yeah. They should have picked a better name. But then our 30s came along, and we started thinking maybe we shouldn't eat certain things, and we started listening to the diets and thinking, well, maybe we ought to work out more. Maybe we shouldn't eat so much. Kind of tamp down our eating a little bit.
Did you work out?
Oh no.
Okay. You heard some people were going to do it, but you decided not to do it. Okay, go ahead.
Well, I was a single mother. I didn't have time.
Sure.
Yeah. And then the 40s come along, and you realize you do have a little roll down there.
Yes.
But it doesn't matter anymore. Who cares?
Yeah. Well, I know nobody wants to hear this story, but I used to be a zero. I mean, I was so thin. I was just skinny as a mini. My dad was really tall and thin, and I got a lot of that from him, but I also smoked cigarettes.
Did that take away your appetite?
Yes, it does. But when I got into my 40s, I'd already quit smoking years before that. And Jim and I were going out to eat all the time. So we were going to all the wonderful restaurants everywhere. And then we would go like an appetizer here at this restaurant, and an entree, and then we go for the dessert at another restaurant. We act like we had a lot of money. And so we both started gaining a lot of weight.
Oh, yeah.
Because we were in our 40s now.
Yeah.
We were still working out, but we weren't doing enough for all the food we were ingesting.
Oh, yeah. Packing the pounds.
Packing those pounds. And I got up to a size 9.
Dang.
Yeah.
What size are you now?
I'm 6 now, but back then I was 9. That's big for me.
And that was small for me. Yeah, it was.
Oh,
They used to have at North Park a store called 579 store.
God, that was my
I
favorite.
used to go there and get the
Because you were a
nines.
9,
Yeah.
and I was a 5.
Oh my gosh. I've never been a 5.
And I've been a 7 too. Yeah. But they, 5, 7, and 9 started growing away from me because I couldn't fit into the 5s anymore.
Yeah.
And then the 7s, and then the 9s weren't even really getting in there. So I love that store though. That
Yeah.
was at Town East.
Uh-huh.
Remember Town East?
No, it was at North Park.
It was at Town East too.
Oh.
Yeah, because I used to go there too. There was another dress shop that I loved. Something. But anyway, yeah. And so I gained a lot of weight. To me, I thought I gained a lot of weight. Nobody else. I'd tell my story, and they're like, "Oh, size 9, Sandy." Wow.
You poor thing.
So I stopped telling the story.
Yeah. Well, I get so aggravated with clothes these days because they're made like in Vietnam where they are skinny. They never get past a size 3.
Yeah.
And they don't understand that large is large, but to them, a large is medium.
Yeah.
And so I have to move up one. I have to always look for the larges. And I never used to have to do that. It kind of aggravates me.
I get really
It's so aggravating.
I know it, and they don't even make clothes looking good anyway.
Well, some are.
Some are, but most of them aren't, and they don't make nice clothes like they did back in the 60s and 70s, where you had Bobby Brooks. There were name brand stuff. My mother would buy us all these really great clothes, and then she would get all these packages, and then she'd hide them under the bed before
Yeah.
my dad came home.
Yeah, yeah.
She didn't want him to know that she'd spent like hundreds of dollars on me and my sister and her. She was pretty funny. But
One of my girlfriends that I went to high school with, if her mother would take us out shopping, we would have to go down an alley on the way home and find a trash can for her to throw the extra bags in. I swear to you. Boy, she was a sneaky mother, but she taught me a lot.
she taught you how to
She
sneak.
taught me how to sneak.
Yeah. Were you a good sneak? I mean, really?
Always have been.
Have you? Oh, you're a sneaky
Yeah,
person.
my dad was.
Really?
Yeah, but I don't let it control me.
Okay.
I do control sneaking.
Yeah.
You
So
know?
that's a learned behavior for you. Because, if you hadn't seen people sneak, you probably would.
Dad was a sneaky.
What did
Sneaky person. He hid money.
What else?
Oh, he was sneaky.
So
He hid
he
it.
might have had some like Playboys or something out there.
He might have. I don't know where he hid it, but I know he hid it all over.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I've been told. One thing I know about aging, don't take it personally. That's how you get through it. Don't take it personally.
Okay.
We're old.
Yeah,
Just
we're-
admit it.
Yeah, but it's kind of boring. I mean, I love
Yeah.
the fact that, I've lived this long because a lot of people haven't.
Uh-huh.
People our age are in assisted living, some are, not doing well.
I'm never going to be in assisted living. I'm going to run away.
Where you
I don't know. But I'm
I'm
not
gonna
going to.
go back to
I'm not gonna-
Highland, North Highland Park. Or
No.
Where do you live?
Like
Highland.
I'm not going back there, but I'm not going to an old folks home. God. Now, here's one funny thing about my husband, and then we'll close after this. He does have a hearing problem, and sometimes he'll say something to me, and I'll say, "Yeah, I get it," and then I'll ask him a question, and he doesn't really hear me, but he answers me, and I pretend to hear him because I don't want to hurt his feelings, and I get tired of saying "what." So I pretend that I hear him, and he's satisfied with that. And so then I go into the kitchen to cook or something, and I try to figure out what did he say.
Yeah, that's really complicated. And you keep a therapist in business.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's all I have to say about that.
All right. Well, I guess we'll close. This was fun. I could really talk about my childhood. It is just unbelievable, the kind of childhood, but not a bad childhood.
Yeah.
I had a good childhood.
Yeah.
Until my dad left. But I mean, up until I was 10, 11 o'clock.
11 years old.
Yeah. that things were really good. So I really feel good about my childhood, and there's a lot of fun there. But we'll talk about it in another
Yeah,
episode.
let's do that in the next one.
Yeah, there's a lot to come. It's some interesting stuff.
Mhm.
And I could maybe spend a while. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
But we don't have to play it, right?
No, we're not.
I ain't going there.
No, we're not. Everybody keep their clothes on. Okay. So
Yes,
that's it.
sure.
All right. We will see you next time. We'll probably be here next week. And everybody that's over 70, bye-bye.
Bye. Ta-da. Well, that went pretty well.